Okay.
We're getting there.
It says live on Facebook.
All right. We are live.
All right.
You are awesome. Everyone that may be coming on here, you are awesome. You matter. And I'm not just saying that, Michael and I, we don't even have to say it. You should already know that you are awesome and that you matter. And, you know, I know a lot of us are going through some challenging times. I mean, there are people out there that are thriving in terms of them personally and in their businesses. And there are some people out there that are struggling and surviving at this point in time. But nonetheless, it doesn't have to be that way. There are many blessings disguised in these challenging times. Michael, do you want to elaborate on that for everyone?
Yeah. I just love what you said. You said, you're awesome, right? And you should know that. And some people are thriving, some people are struggling. Well, I think the difference between the people that are thriving and struggling, the people that take adversity and say, oh my God, what am I going to do? And the people that take adversity and say, okay, well, where are the hidden things in here for me to make a shift or change or take advantage of it, has to do with their mindset, whether they think they're awesome or not. Because if they think they're awesome, then they're just going to make something awesome out of anything. And if they don't, then they're going to muck up the works no matter what's shown to them. And I think that's really the beauty of the combination of the two of us, is helping people know that they're awesome, helping them remove the negative mindsets that are there. And they're subtle, you don't realize you have them until you begin to look at them. And that's kind of what Chris and I love to do. I'm Michael Rosenbaum, and I work with mindsets. That's my business. I work with helping people understand, where are those negative mindsets in the subconscious, unconscious mind, those programs, those negative beliefs, those limited beliefs, which come up and grab you and stop you from being awesome, right? And Chris over here has all the practical things you need to do to, once you have the right mindset, to really go out and be successful, right?
Absolutely. Well, Michael, I mean, so true. And, like I said, we could all be thriving. And when we talk about thriving, it doesn't mean that's the end result right now. Because for some of you, what your experience is that you're surviving. You're surviving personally, and perhaps your business is surviving. So you're like, how can I identify and relate to someone that's thriving personally or in business? But here's the difference. See, it starts with here, as Michael said. So it's not the end result, it's the process that you have to play a part in that process to control what you can and let go of what you can't. So the thing is that if we're going to shift from a place of surviving to thriving and living a harmonious life, not only in this time of crisis, but any time, now is the time to start planting that seed, to set that foundation. And it all starts with mindset. So when you think about it, whether if you're struggling with your overall well-being, perhaps you're stressed out, you're dealing with anxiety, maybe you have some aches and pains in your body as a result of that stress. Perhaps some of you are struggling in relationships, maybe with yourself, with other people, because there's a strain on your relationship because of money, because of maybe you lost your job. Perhaps your business isn't generating what you thought it should be at this point in time. You could be struggling in your business in itself or in your career. We could be having issues with money, that you're getting into more debt rather than saving during this time. But here's the thing. It might be the reality, and you might be thinking that, I don't know what the answer is, but you don't have to have the answer. The magic is knowing that, hey, you can shift the way you think from a place of surviving to thriving by starting here, and then allowing that process, even during this turbulent times, to manifest itself to a thriving outcome or results in the future. And again, Michael is going to explain how and how this starts, because we are both mindset experts, that we're going to show you a little bit what we're going to be talking about here, and then what you can anticipate on something that we're putting together, especially for you, on September 13th.
Yeah, well, I just want to say that, sometimes adversity is our best teacher. And I just had a story I was telling you the other day. What a client of mine who was a dance teacher, and then the schools closed down, and she was, well, what am I going to do here? But the thing is, she also had a love of spirituality, and she dabbled in that and so on. And something clicked in her, and she says, you know what? I'm going to go after that. And so she quit her dancing job, even though she got furloughed. She could go back. She could have gone back then. She says, I'm just going to take a leap here, and I'm going to, because we've been working on mindset, and I'm just going to go do this thing that I think I love. And she's been doing it now for a couple of months. She told me the other day that she's doubled her salary, what she used to earn in teaching, doing the thing she loves. So she
This is during COVID. This is during COVID.
But it was a shift in mindset, and she uses the internet, and she does Zoom things and whatever. She just changed the way she was doing it, and she loved herself enough to do the thing that she really wanted to do and believe in herself. Now, we worked on the mindset so she could feel that way. And that's what Chris is talking about. When you change your mindset, when you change your underlying beliefs, then all of a sudden new ideas occur to you. You see opportunities you didn't see before. And so that's what we're looking to help people with. I love nothing more than doing that. And you don't realize the power your mind is, because your mind is a filtering machine. We filter out 99% of everything that comes to us, and we only let in things based on our history and our beliefs. You change your history, you change your beliefs, all of a sudden it's like it's a new world. Where did that come from? Well, you know what? It was always there, but you didn't see it because you filtered it out. So we're going to be doing a program. We did something in April when COVID first hit, to help people understand how to change their mindset about it. It was very, very successful. And we thought, well, COVID, after a couple of months, we're going to be back to normal. Well, guess what? We're not, and we might never be, right? So we decided, let's do it again. People had such good response to it. Why don't we put that out there again? And we're going to be talking about well-being, the 8 pillars of wellness. We're going to talk about shifting the root cause of problems, which to me, that's 90% of the battle. And we're going to show how that relates to some of the major areas in your life, like relationships, right? I've been studying this for so long, but in your relationships, you're either codependent or you're interdependent. And so we're going to talk a little bit about the difference between those two and how to step out of that codependent way of being, right? And then Chris is going to talk a lot about career, right? And about your core values, which he's a total expert at. Maybe you can say a little bit about that now.
Yeah, I mean, what we're going to, as Michael mentioned, the misalignment that people are dealing with, why they struggle, is because they don't have their emotions in check. They're operating from managing the problem versus operating from the solution. Michael and I are going to show you a process of how to build that foundation, even when things are not the way you want them to be, you're not where you want to be, and where that you can now lead to where you want to be, no matter what's going on out in the outside world. And nonetheless, how you can start to identify with yourself and your true core values. See, every person has their own values. Every company will have values because there's people in those companies. A company can't operate on its own without people. But nonetheless, a lot of times people don't understand what those values are and how they relate to other people. We're going to be able to show you step by step how you work on yourself first, and how that manifests itself into your career, your business, whether if you work for someone, whether if you run the business, whether if you're making a transition from maybe you were laid off to start a business. We're going to show you how to build that foundation first so that you can make those improvements in your well-being, because you can't be effective and be productive if your well-being is not in alignment. You cannot develop interdependent relationships rather than codependent if you don't have that foundation built. You can't start a business on the right step if you don't have that foundation in place. You can't improve your dialogue and the ability to make more money if you don't have that foundation. This is not about outcomes. Outcomes are just a byproduct of the process. We are going to show you the process. But here's what matters to you.
Right.
Do you trust yourself? Do you trust yourself to invest 90 minutes of your time on Sunday, September 13th, from 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time to 4:30 Eastern Standard, 90 minutes. What is the value on your personal life, your business, your career, where you are with money and in your wealth, and what does that matter to you and your family and the people close to you? Is 90 minutes of your time that is completely complementary to you, what is that worth to you and the rest of your life and the people that matter? You have to decide. And if you decide to come with an open mind and to take the time to invest in yourself in this complimentary webinar, Michael and I are going to lay out that process for you in 90 minutes. Now, we could tell you how great this is. We could tell you how wonderful it is, because we got testimonials. We have people that had huge changes and transformations on that first go around in April and seeing wonderful results even during these turbulent times, even when their industries are struggling. But that doesn't matter. We can tell you that, but what really matters is what you think matters. And the only way that you're going to think that it matters is if you step up and participate to see for yourself.
And one other thing I want to say is I'm very process-oriented, experiential-oriented. So you're going to get information, and that's important, but wisdom doesn't come from information. Wisdom comes from that aha inside. So we're going to be doing processes where you have an experience so you can know inside what's right for you. And by the way, that dance teacher, now that I'm thinking of it, actually attended our webinar.
That's right, she did. She did attend our webinar.
Got something out of it.
We actually had some people from the Up for Business networking group here in Connecticut that were in attendance. And actually, they went through our complete program afterwards and had, for a majority of the people that really stepped up, embraced the process, had a wonderful results in their areas of their well-being, their relationships, their career, their business, and then of course their dialogue with money. But again, that's up for you to decide. But you can't decide based upon assumption and speculation. You have to decide on actually experiencing something for yourself and then putting a value on that. Was that 90 minutes worth your time? The only way you're going to know is if you step up. Now, there's a link below here that I just put in the comments section. It's an Eventbrite link. Again, this is complimentary. It's free to you. And not only would you be doing yourself giving yourself value to be the example for others, but you could share this with other people that you care about and allow them to be the example for others to do the same. That's the gift that keeps on giving, when you can learn interdependently to be the example versus to do everything for everyone, because it doesn't work. Codependency does not work. Interdependency is. Now, a lot of you might say, well, what does that mean? Well, this whole session that we're doing here is not about explaining what interdependency is. We'll get into that later when we have the webinar on September 13th. It's just knowing that the results that you see, you have to play a part in. You have to trust the process. You matter, and you have to believe in that. But the only way you're going to know is if you step up and do this for yourself, share it with others that you love and care about, and allow them to assess that for themselves. All you can do is to share and be the example for them. Michael and I appreciate your time here.
Yes,
we know you
yes.
have busy lives and you got other things to do, but we wanted to post this video to share with you, just let you know a little bit, know what's going on with this event. Click on the link below. You'll find out more information about it. There's also a Facebook page. So if you put the Building a Thriving and Harmonious Lifestyle in a Time of Crisis, there's also a Facebook page. But we encourage you to go to Eventbrite, because that's where we know that you are interested. We know that you're making a commitment to at least dedicate 90 minutes of your time to making a difference in your life and the others that matter to you. With that being said, we're going to get going. Michael, any parting comments with the last, 20
No, I
seconds?
mean, just we didn't talk anything about us, but I've been doing what I've been doing for well over 20 years, and I've helped thousands of clients, make those changes. You feel free if you don't know me, you can look on my website, alternativechoices.org, and you can see what I'm doing. And Chris has been helping businesses and people for
For a
I don't know
long
how many
time.
years.
We're both, I'm an international best-selling author, an award-winning author. I speak around the world, or was speaking around the world up until COVID, but still doing it virtually. So again, we work with companies, we work with individuals, both on a personal and a business perspective. So again, we're not here to boast about us. It's about you, but it's just to give you some credibility where this information is coming from. We are products of this process. It's not something we learned in a book. This is something that comes from real life experience. We've been through all the trials and tribulations in life like you. We just think and embrace it in a different way. And we're here to show you how you can do that for yourself.
Yeah, all I can say is I've never felt better in my entire life. And you see, I'm not a youngster here. And it's going to get better. I'm looking forward to it. So we can teach you how to have that attitude.
All right. Well, click on the link below, find out some more information, do it for yourself. And if you have any questions, in the meantime, before registering, feel free to reach out to Michael and myself. We'll be happy to address any questions, but we'd love to see you on Sunday, September 13th from 3 to 4:30 p.m. East Coast time. Have a great day, everyone.